am Wendy Alane Wright, and I have been a talent manager or a talent agent or a singer or an actor in Hollywood for over 30 years. And I have worked in so many different agencies, and I have learned so much about the business, and I spend my life teaching and helping new people how to get started. It is my deepest passion to help new actors. And I also help singers who want to get into the business and really just in love with creatives in general. The reason why I help actors so much and artists is that I just feel that your dream and your goals and your career and the talent that's inside you is so incredibly important. And you deserve to have an opportunity to shine in life, to share your gifts and your talents. And I want to do everything I can possibly to help you do that. I want to be the person that encourages you and tells you you can do it. And when it's hard, says, you know what, keep going. It's hard, but it's okay. You know, anything worth having is definitely worth fighting for, and it's definitely worth working for. And that leads me to the reason why I'm making this video. Becoming an artist is very, very, it's hard. It's hard. And I know that a lot of new people always think like, oh my gosh, once someone discovers me and they see my talent, they're going to just pick me up and put me at the top of the game. You know, they're going to put me in a series. They're going to introduce me to, you know, the director of a movie and put me right in a movie. And then I'm going to be on the big screen and I'm going to get famous. It doesn't work like that. When we spot your talent and we see how amazingly talented and gifted you are, we give you opportunities to then work really hard with us to help build your career. It's not like we just take you from nowhere to the top. You have to work your way to the top. And when you have an agent or manager supporting you and helping you and guiding you, we work with you as you build your career. And it takes years. It takes years. So if you're thinking this is an overnight success, forget it. It's not. It's definitely not going to happen overnight. It sometimes takes 10 years, you know, to even get on television. Hopefully less than that. You know, sometimes people do it in 5. But to get that big break, to get that big show that catapults you into fame or puts you on the map or people really start to know you, it's usually after you spent 5 to 10 years in a whole lot of other projects that nobody's really ever heard of, or smaller roles in bigger projects, or working in a lot of different TV shows as you build, you know, your contacts, your experience, your body of work. And then pretty soon people rely on that body of work. They come to know it. They come to trust what you're doing. And they come to love your talent, and they know what you deliver. They know that you are a strong working actor or a strong talent that they can trust to put in their bigger productions. You know, and of course there's always exceptions to that. You know, sometimes people come out of the gate starring or co-starring in a movie and they're discovered, and you know that's what everyone's hoping for, that you know you're discovered and you're put in a movie with Tom Hanks and it's introducing Mary Steenburgen, you know, or whatever. That's the rarity. And it's usually that they don't just discover you because you've never done anything. It's they've discovered that you've done a whole lot of things, and now they're going to put you in something really big. I mean, I know the introducing category is usually when it's the first time on a screen. And a lot of times that happens for kids, but it's very, very rare for adults. So I want to give you guys a realistic conversation about this business, because I'm all about, if you really want to be successful in this business, then you have to be realistic about how to do it. You have to be realistic. Otherwise, it's just a pipe dream. It's just fantasy. And so my YouTube channel is to give you some realistic advice, guidance, information, clarify a lot of things. You know, I attack my YouTube channel like, oh my God, this is wrong, don't do this. And that's kind of how I built my channel, just because if you know what not to do, you won't make those mistakes. It's kind of like what we do with kids, right? Don't touch that. Don't cross the street. Watch out. Don't carry that. Don't run with those scissors. Don't run by the pool. Don't run with those glasses. You know, if you're wrestling, take your glasses off. Those kind of things. You know, it's easier, and I guess that's how we all raise kids. You know, we teach kids what not to do so they don't harm themselves. And that's kind of what I'm doing with you guys. I'm teaching you what not to do so you don't harm your chances of getting into the business. And then I teach you what to do so that you can increase your chances of being successful in the business. So I just really wanted to stop in and tell you guys this is a tough time. I know everybody is kind of freaking out. Oh my God, am I even going to be able to have an acting career? I hear a lot of comments like, I just got some momentum going and I was just getting going. Now what's going to happen to me? It's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. This business will bounce back and productions will get back. You know, the coronavirus isn't going to last forever. We're going to find a solution and a vaccination, and then people are going to get treated, and it's going to be like, you know, it's going to become less of an issue. And unfortunately, a lot of people are going to suffer or die because of this virus. And that's what happens when you have pandemics. And I'm so sorry for like all the people who are being affected by this right now and the loss that people are incurring. It's tragic. And I know we're in a really crazy time of unprecedented upheaval to our normal lives. And, you know, it's frustrating. It's stressful, but you have to look at it with the most positive attitude you can, because like, what's your choice? You can either be depressed or you can be productive, right? And you just I always personally look at stuff like, how can I make the best out of the situation? How can I create the most positive experience out of whatever's happening? You know, there's a silver lining to everything. And this particular issue has a major silver lining for actors. And that's another reason I'm doing this video today. Because actors want to be skyrocketed to the top. They always want to go right to the top. They want to jump over every hurdle and get discovered and go right to the top. That's why most actors fail, because they don't understand that this takes planning. It takes strategy. It takes time. It takes training. It takes consistently showing up for years and years and years in classes, networking with people, building relationships, doing great work, and then greater work, and then even greater work. And it all starts with the foundation of training as an actor. All of it. And I don't care how many actors don't want to train or think that training is not the key. It is. Because at the end of the day, when you're in the audition room, your training will be everything. Your technique for how you act, for how you break down scripts, and how you do your homework on scripts, and how you study, and how you figure out your choices as an actor, and how to make it compelling and engaging and layered, and how to have arcs. All of that is so critical, and if it falls flat from any of that, you do not move on into the next level of auditions. You do not get callbacks. You do not go to producer sessions. And actors who work in this business are very, very well-trained actors with probably some natural talent, but mostly a sincere, passionate dedication to becoming great. A lot of actors are always asking, you know, how do I get to the top? The question should be, how do I become great? How do I become a great actor? Because agents and managers and casting directors and producers and showrunners and directors are looking for great actors that take us into a world of absolute belief. We just believe that we are experiencing that with them. And the only way we can do that is if that actor knows how to bring us into that experience by believing it themselves, by experiencing it themselves so realistically that there's no doubt in our mind or our imagination that we feel they're going through that. And that does not happen just by wanting to be an actor. That happens by training really hard to become good at that. It's the same way, my friend Amy Lord, who's a talent agent, says, you know, you can't say I want to play baseball and then start batting in the World Series tomorrow. Like, it doesn't work like that. You want to win an Oscar? You want to be in an Oscar-nominated film? You want to work on set with great actors? You want to be cast in television shows and films? You want to be a series regular on a show or have a guest star role or a co-star role or star in a movie? You better be good. You better be good. You better be really good. Because there will be other actors in your age range, in your type, who are really, really good. So you better be one of those if you want the career. And that's why I spend so much time trying to teach you the realities of the business, because if you don't get realistic, you will just be dreaming about this for the fucking rest of your life. And there's a difference between, doing it and talking about doing it. Now, listen, when I became a singer, I wanted to be a singer since I was a little girl. I wanted to be on records. We didn't have CDs. I wanted to be on records since I was a little girl. It was in my heart. It was my determination. I was going to do it no matter what. No matter what. And it took me 10 years of working past my fears and past my, until I got to the point where I was really comfortable in my skin and I could perform for anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I was years of practice, 5 hours a day, singing, recording myself, listening back, correcting my mistakes, correcting, and being willing to look at what I'm doing wrong. I wanted to get great. I wanted to be good. I wanted when I sang, I wanted to be perfect. And I worked years to make it perfect, to have such incredible vocal control over my notes and my phrasing and how I say things and my breath, and to learn how to sing so that I was a master, and I became a master at singing. And I am very gifted at it, but I worked years to become gifted. And then it took years of performing in front of people and singing on records and writing and being in the studio and collaborating with people and getting record deals. And then I had some hit records, and then I had the opportunity to work with some of my biggest idols. And I've had an amazing singing career for a long time. And at a certain point, I decided I didn't want to hear myself sing anymore. So I stopped. And that can happen sometimes to an artist. I don't know why, but the greatest thing for you is that it happened to me, because I shifted my attention into helping other people, other actors, other singers, other entertainers get in their groove and get to the next level of their careers. And that's my passion. I had it for myself for a long time, and now I have it even more on fire for you. I'm coming to you saying all this because I want you to use this downtime that people are calling it. It's an uptime. It's an uptime for actors. It's an uptime for singers, because now is time to perfect your craft and get good. Now is the time you should be training at your skills 2, 3, 4 days a week. Learning a new script every single day, breaking it down, mastering your choices and figuring out what the character is and what the character wants and what the character's coming up, and finding the different layers and then putting it on tape and then doing another scene tomorrow. Every single day doing a new piece of work. Because when you're a working actor, you might have 4 auditions in a day with 4 different scripts. Any actor that's not learning a new script every single week, or a new song every single week, you guys aren't even scratching the surface of what it takes to get good. I used to learn a new song every single day. And then I'd spend 5-6 hours on that song. Sometimes I would work on that song for 2 or 3 days and until it was perfect. And it was perfect, then I go on to the next song. And I didn't do it because I was trying to do 1 song a day. I did it because I was trying to get great. And I stuck with it until it was great. And then I found the next song. And I can relate it to singing because that's what I really spent my time doing. So if I fell in love with a song, I would set up my tape recorder. I'd stand in front of it. First of all, I would sing it and I would learn it and I would listen. I would sing it because I love to sing, and I would learn I'd learn the lyrics, and I would sing along so I could sing and hit every note they know, every intention, every intonation, every breathiness, every pause when they took it. I copied the master, whoever was singing on the record, so that I could sing it exactly like they did. And that's what helped me gain the control over my instrument. So when you have a song and the person goes to a really high note, like there was a note in Tina Marie's song, Fire and Desire with Rick James. Whew, girl hit some notes in there. I was like, I'm going to hit those notes. And I sang that song until I could hit those notes. And I sang that song until I could hold that note as long as she could. At the end, she holds a note for so long, I'm like, holy shit. That note. She held that note for so long. I was like, I'm going to hold that note that long. I'm going to learn how to breathe and control my breath. I was just determined I'm going to hold that note as long as she can hold it. Until I could. And until I could hold it longer than she can hold it. You know, when I heard Mariah Carey, I was like, holy shit, that girl can sing. And 7 octaves too, okay. She's got that whistle octave. There are times I can hit that whistle octave. But I was determined to learn how to control my runs as good as she does. You know, I listened to her records and then control my runs. Do it exactly the way she did. Exactly the way she did. And if I listened back and heard a single note out of place, I fixed it and corrected it until I could hit those runs the same way she could. And same with Anita Baker. These are the people I learned from. And I learned how to sing by training for hours and hours and hours a day with the masters. When you're that good, opportunities come up. And if you stick with it, you can take it as far as you want to go. For me, I took it as far as I wanted to go. I recorded 65 CDs. I worked with tons of other people. I sang on lots of artists' songs and wrote songs for other artists. And I performed live around the world. And at a certain point, I felt like I wanted to do something else. It was a great experience. And I didn't feel the need to become Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. I just wanted to become the very, very best I could possibly be. And I wanted to become fearless and be able to sing freely in any and every setting. And I want it to be great. And I'm able to teach other people how to do that because I've been through it myself. This business is hard. This business is competitive, but the opportunities will come for you if you are ready, if you're prepared, and if you're great. So take this time. Don't complain about being stuck at home. At least you have a home. You know, and don't be complaining about not being able to go out. At least you're safe and you're not in the hospital somewhere. And you can go out, you can walk. You're not on a ventilator, right? Think about gratitude is everything. Gratitude is everything. There are people who suffer from great loss and great tragedy and are refugees at the time something terrible happens. You know, an earthquake comes or a fire or a war and their entire apartment building or house is blown up. Everything they have is gone. They might lose a family member. Then they have no home and they maybe don't have a country and they're walking around with their belongings in their hand and their children and they have no food and no shelter, nowhere to go. You don't have it that bad. You are in the luxury of your house with the internet in front of your fucking television and refrigerator. So stop complaining and look at this for the gift of time that it is. The time to improve your abilities. The time to become a better actor, a better singer, a better writer. This is the time to get better. Because when the floodgates open, and they will, and production goes back, there's going to be so much opportunity for you. But only the people that are really great and strong and have really mastered their craft and are really ready for those opportunities will be working. So the question is, who do you want to be in life? Do you want to be one of those people working? Or do you want to be one of those people sitting on your ass dreaming of being something more than you are right now? I say, have the dream and do the work. And take bold action and try things you've never done before to get good. Train with people. Right now, wherever you are in the world, you can find incredible masters training on Skype. Howard Fine has never trained on Skype in his life. And now you can study from anywhere in the world with Howard Fine if he allows you into a studio. There are so many acting coaches online. Rod Rowland is one of my favorite coaches, and he's online. I think Alex Collins is teaching online. James Chisholm, Margie Haber, Sherry Shaw, Amy Linden, Matt Newton, Megan Foley, Lisa London, Melissa Scoff, Darren Warren, Jack Turnbull. Oh my God, I can't even keep up with the amount of people that are coaching online now. BGB Studios, Risa Brayman Garcia. Oh, there's so many people training online. Joanne Barron. Find coaches and train and train and train and get really, really good at this craft. And then maybe you'll have a chance to be successful. And your package is the other half of it. You've got to be, your clips have to be outstanding or you're not going to have a chance. Your headshots have to be great. And so many actors want to nickel and dime this business. You can't save money on training by trying to teach yourself. And you can't save money on headshots by having your cousin shoot them. And you can't save money on reels. You know, these are areas that you have to spend money to get great results and great materials. Because remember, there's someone who's in your type and in your age range who's spending that money and getting those great reels and getting that great training. And they're your competition. So I can say that I think some of the biggest reasons artists fail, especially actors fail in this business, is they don't want to spend the money on headshots. Dumb. They don't want to spend their money on acting clips. Dumb. They don't want to spend money on acting training. Dumb. They don't practice enough. Dumb. They just don't realize how much effort goes into this business. So I'm encouraging you that if you really, really want this career, take it seriously, because agents and managers and casting directors and studios and networks, we're taking it seriously because for us, it's a business. It's a business, a multi-billion-dollar business. And for you, it could be a hobby until you start really taking it seriously as a business. And we know the difference between people that are business-minded, that sound like they understand the business, that are acting like they understand the business, that have materials that reflect they understand the business, and the difference between people that are just wannabes that are talking about the business. We know the difference because it's very clear in what they present to us. You know, the amateur presents bullshit, and the professional presents professional headshots and clips and a professional conversation about the business. They know their types. They know what shows they're right for. They know who casts them. They know how to build relationships. They know how to create a package. They understand the business. They have invested in themselves, in their classes, in their marketing materials, in their business classes, and they know that this is competitive, and they have one shot to make a first impression. First impression better be great, because we don't give people second chances a lot of times. I mean, I was listening to a manager yesterday who says he has what do you call those? Trash submissions. Actors that send in materials that just go in the trash. He calls them trash submissions. They just go in the trash, and that's where most actors' materials end up, unless you're smart and you're really taking this seriously. So that's my pep talk for today. Pep, pep, pep. You can do it. Anybody can succeed in this business. You can live in your car and become a TV star or the head of a network, or own your own Tyler Perry Studios. You can go from homeless to the king of the world. But it's about the effort that you put in. And all of life is about the effort. So stop looking for the easy way out. Stop looking for the handout in this business. Stop looking for someone to just pluck you from nowhere and stick you at the top, because nobody who's at the top got that way. And you won't either. You're going to have to work. Do the work, have the results, and I'll see you in the next time that I feel like I need to inspire you all to greater levels of yourself. Ciao.